Hello, ladies and gents, and welcome to week 3 of our fall quarter. We are just trucking along, and here we go into a new week with new assignments. So as we take a look at this week, we're in October. Crazy. It's already October. This week we are going to start working on our really concise writing and writing for a very specific kind of audience. So it's a 2-part kind of assignment where we're going to be writing an abstract and then we're going to be writing a newsletter article. So we've got some reading this week to help us develop the foundation of knowledge we need in order to successfully complete these assignments. And then we'll get to practice with some real world skills, which is exciting. So as you take a look at this week, we're going to start working on the summary and abstract assignment. You've got some readings in your text where we're going to read about abstracts and newsletter articles. You can, if you have a different edition of the book, once again, just go into the index and look up abstract and then look up newsletter, and you should be able to find what you need there. And then we're just going to be working on that all week. So we've got things to help you be successful working on these assignments in our modules tab. So if you go into our class, go into the modules, and you wait for your computer to slowly catch up. We have a whole folder on abstracts and newsletters. So I've got a recorded lecture for you here that kind of walks you through the entire process, talks about how abstracts and summaries might be used in professional writing, talks about the different elements that make up a successful abstract and summary, and talks about some of the differences that set this genre apart from other professional writing genres. There is an article called "Is Google Making Us Stupid?" which is a very interesting article and is associated with some practice if you want. So in the recorded lecture, there's an opportunity for you to practice some summary and abstract, and you can use the "Google is Making Us Stupid" article to do that practice if you wish. Totally voluntary. Here's the prompt if you like it in different form. And then another recorded lecture where I talk you through newsletter articles, their purpose, where you might find them in the professional setting, and what kind of things make for a very successful sort of newsletter article. And then we've got the article you're going to be summarizing and interpreting in your own newsletter article. Differences, just a matter of style. And then a couple sample newsletters if you want to see how these might look in the real world kind of business setting. If you get a reputation in the business setting as being someone who can write at least decently well, the chances are not bad that you might be asked to do something like a newsletter. I've been asked multiple times to do that in business settings, which is probably not shocking because now I teach writing, so like, oh my gosh, you had to write something? Yes, it happens. But it might happen to you as well, where someone higher up says, hey, we're doing a newsletter. Can you please contribute 100-word something to it? And then you got to come up with something. So here is some tools to help you do that if you're ever tapped for that kind of job. And then if we go back to the calendar, you'll see that our abstract and newsletter is due on Sunday, as all of our major assignments are Sunday at midnight. So we've got our assignment here. This is once again a 2-part assignment, just like last week, with a whole bunch of extra things to help you. So once again, my excellent colleague Bob Peterson and I designed this website to kind of walk you through the process and to give you a lot of tools. So this will walk you through writing abstracts. It shows you all the steps you need to do. It color codes everything because an abstract has to have several specific pieces. And I talk about this in the recorded lecture, but you need to have the topic of study, your methods of research, your results, and conclusions of the study. So those are all essential pieces. And as you click through your tabs up here, you'll get some practice doing abstracts, which can be helpful as you move into that more real world setting. So we've got some abstract exercises here for you. So you can use that website to help support your learning here, as well as the recorded lectures. And then you can jump right into the assignment. Once again, it's a 2-part assignment. The first part is to write an abstract using the article Eyeing Myopia, which you can download here. And this article is really interesting because it seems to hypothesize that our eyes are changing shape based on how we use them. And so because now we stare at screens much more often, It's saying that our eye shape is changing, and so more people are needing eye correction, glasses, contacts, laser surgery, that kind of thing, because of the ways in which we're using our eyes, instead of like a more agricultural or pastoral setting where we would be outside, we'd be scanning the area a lot, we'd be using our nearsighted and farsighted abilities much more frequently than sitting in front of a computer. So really interesting article in which they did a fun experiment on baby chickens. They didn't hurt them. Don't worry. They just put like little goggles on the chickens to see if it changed the way that their eyes were shaped. So very interesting article, really fun, pretty short. It's like a page. So you have to take the information from this page and disseminate it, condense it, make it smaller, and write a 100-word abstract where you hit all those major points that we talked about when I showed you that website. Those 4 things you have to do in an abstract, you need to do those 4 things, but you need to do them in 100 words or less, which is harder than it seems. So give yourself time to practice on that. Editing will come in handy here because probably when you write the first draft, it'll be like 200 words, and then you have to figure out how to like weed things out and still hit all those 4 requirements to get it down to 100 words. So the challenge here really in abstracts is how do you take something as big as an article and make it into something as small as an abstract without losing essential pieces of information. So very fun exercise there. Part 2 is writing a company newsletter, and this is going to put you into a rhetorical scenario. So instead of writing for class, you are going to pretend that you are the assistant communications manager for a leading software development company. So that's your audience, are the people you're working with at the software development company. Your boss has asked you to write a newsletter article. And so you are going to read workplace differences are just often a matter of style. And you're going to take the information from that article and turn it into something interesting for your pretend audience. So don't summarize the whole article. Just pick out things that you think would be interesting in this particular workplace. And then talk about those in about 250 words. And then I've got some examples on how to cite authors and adapting articles for newsletters here. So lots of resources to help you be successful, as well as all the stuff in the modules tab. So hopefully that gives you guys a good picture of what we're working on this week. As always, if you have any questions, reach out. I'm here to help. I'm looking forward to seeing how you take these cool articles and turn them into something that would be appropriate in the business setting. So good luck, guys.